Today is Thursday, September 6th. Here's your first look at today's NBC 5 News at sunrise. A major fire in Northern California is growing and has I-5 closed. We'll have the very latest.
Plus, a local boy surpasses expectations and wins the ultimate Oregon title for those dictionary lovers.
And it's back. Millions of fans are gearing up for the kickoff game tonight. We'll preview the new season.
Your NBC 5 News at sunrise starts now.
Thursday morning with our Fire Danger Red report and a growing fire in Northern California which could impact your travel plans. Good morning, everyone. I'm Allison Ross.
And I'm Kyle Lieberman. That fire is the Delta Fire. It's currently burning in Shasta County. Now, the fire has forced Caltrans to close nearly 45 miles of I-5 in both directions from about 10 miles north of Redding at Fawndale Road all the way until Mott Road just south of Shasta County. Or Mount Shasta, that is. There's no word on when the road will reopen. Drivers are being advised to avoid the area or use alternative routes.
The fire has grown to over 15,000 acres since starting yesterday afternoon near Lakehead. The fire has burned multiple tractor trailers as it spread near the highway. Ground and air crews are working together to get that fire under control. There is currently an emergency shelter open at the Mount Shasta Community Center on Elder Street. We will continue to monitor this fire throughout the morning, so make sure you stay with us, and we will continue to get updates. Now let's get a quick check of our local weather forecast with meteorologist Matt Jordan.
Yeah, one of the main things we're dealing with today is that smoke from multiple fires in our area. The winds have shifted and the winds have picked up quite a bit as well, mainly out of the west and out of the south. So fires like the Delta Fire, a lot of the smoke from that fire pushing to the north and to the east. And that includes areas like Klamath Falls, Mount Shasta, of course, and areas of Lake County. As we look outside for your week preview, just over the next few days, mostly sunny, but we are dealing with some smoke. A little less and less as the day goes on, though. We have a system passing through that's going to do a few things pretty well. It's going to cool us down. It's going to clear out some of the smoke, but it will increase winds in the afternoons as well, especially east of the Cascades. So there is some concern when it comes to fires in general. Just taking a look at your inland temperatures, 86 to 94 degrees, a little bit cooler towards Thursday, even cooler than that towards Friday. And we start to see a chance of some showers, especially for the coast and Douglas County. And that'll be towards about Sunday and Monday mainly. As we look at air quality right now, moderate throughout much of the I-5 corridor and areas of 199. We've got some unhealthy air for Shady Cove, but improving in Roseburg, Brookings, and Lakeview with more smoke near Mount Shasta. Back to you.
Matt, thanks so much. Continuing our Fire Danger Red coverage this morning, fire crews are still on the lookout for hot spots at the Hugo Road fire burning in Merlin. The Oregon Department of Forestry has determined that the fire started after a tree snapped and hit a power line. Fortunately, the fire hasn't grown at all and remains at 199 acres. Containment at last check is 75%. All evacuations have been downgraded to a level 1, which will remain in place until the end of fire season.
The Klondike fire continues to grow this morning and is now more than 115,000 acres, but containment is also up to 51%. Wind continues to be the biggest factor for firefighters battling the flames there. The fire is still active and crews expect the fire will continue to grow. Video from last night's community meeting has been posted onto the Klondike Fire's Facebook page. The conditions have been just right for crews battling other fires around our region. There hasn't been a whole lot of change. The Miles fire near Trail is still 62% contained at nearly 53,000 acres. The Watson Creek fire west of Paisley is still 95% contained at nearly 59,000 acres. And there was just a little bit of small growth overnight on the Natchez fire just northwest of Happy Camp. It is still 70% contained.
Following up this morning to the fire that broke out behind the Winco Shopping Center Tuesday night, we're now seeing just how fast crews responded to that fire. Take a look at this. Medford Fire and Rescue posted this 6.5-minute video to their Facebook page yesterday. It shows embers flying into the air and crews knocking that fire down quickly. The department says the fire is still under investigation. The video has been viewed more than 12,000 times.
6:34 on this Thursday morning. On the heels of a new book detailing dysfunction inside the White House comes yet another blow. An insider telling the New York Times there's a resistance inside the administration working against President Trump. Tracy Potts has more, including the president's response.
The New York Times headline reads, "I am part of the resistance inside the Trump administration." An anonymous op-ed from someone the paper describes as a senior administration official.
Anonymous, meaning gutless, a gutless editorial. We're doing a great job. The poll numbers are through the roof.
But from the inside, this official calls President Trump amoral, making half-baked, ill-informed, and occasionally reckless decisions, confirming early talk among aides of invoking the 25th Amendment to remove him from office as they work to frustrate the president's agenda.
People around this president have been sounding the alarm, almost like a Paul Revere moment, coming out and saying such dramatic things.
President Trump calls it treason. The White House is demanding the author resign.
You want to answer to a higher calling. You want to do something in service to the nation. You have to come forward and sign your name to this.
We fully recognize what is happening, this insider writes, and we are trying to do what's right, even when Donald Trump won't. Late last night, President Trump suggesting on Twitter that this is payback for him draining the swamp and that now the swamp is fighting back. Tracy Potts, NBC News, Washington.
6:36, turning to Oregon politics, cities can no longer prosecute people for sleeping on public streets if they have nowhere else to go. That's according to a new ruling from a federal appeals court in Idaho. For local officials, it's not yet clear how this will affect code enforcement in places like the Bear Creek Greenway.
We're not Boise, Idaho, and we all have different ordinances, we all have different laws, and so we're studying this now to see what it impacts us.
The ordinance is already affecting local law enforcement. Medford police say their legal department has advised them not to enforce the city's camping ban until further notice. A new Oregon harvest notification policy went into effect on September 1st, aimed to combat growers selling out of state. The new policy requires non-medical growers to notify the state by 9 a.m. on harvest day so they can track the grow. Some licensed growers point out there's too much risk selling on the black market to make out-of-state sales worth it. And the 6 people arrested for trafficking marijuana out of our state were not licensed growers. The rule doesn't apply to indoor grows or those growing medical pot.
Looking ahead this morning at 6:37, the Rogue Valley Council of Governments will break ground on the new Josephine County Senior Resource Center. That's happening at 1:30 this afternoon. The project is costing $1.8 million to renovate the old St. Jude's Church into the main hub for the Food and Friends Meals on Wheels program. It will also have an adult daycare and senior activities along with education. The new building will be open in late spring to early summer of next year.
A Logos 6th grader is blowing away the competition. Isaiah Sara won the Logos Charter School spelling competition back in February. He then worked his way up to the district contest, then the SOU regionals back in April, winning first place in both. Pretty big there. He then won the Oregon State Spelling Championship at the Oregon State Fair. Big congratulations to him, and as we said earlier, he has a pretty bright future, but we have to know it's going to be bright today outside.
That's fun.
Only transition I can think of.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Spelling bee to weather.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's tricky.
Anyways, yeah, sunshine, a little bit of sunshine out there. The problem is we are once again dealing with smoke today. We've just got new fires.
SMOKE, smoke.
There you go. That spells weather.
You.
As we look out,
WEATER. Matt's like,
bad.
please
All
let
right.
me do my weather.
I was thinking of like a really complicated word, but no, here we go. Yeah, we've got clear skies overall, but this of course doesn't show the smoke, which we're seeing more and more of early this morning. We've actually had to downgrade a few areas. Weed in Shasta County, or Siskiyou County, I should say, down to unhealthy air quality right now, mainly due to the Delta fire. So that's one thing we are dealing with. But even if you saw there in the radar, then we got a little bit of cloud cover starting to roll in. We have a new system on the way, and that may just help to clear us out over the next couple days and hopefully cool us down and calm things down overall. Cloudy then sunny for the coast with some areas of fog. Your temperatures mainly in the 60s, fog returning after midnight. Now we are seeing plenty of smoke in the West Valleys due to a number of fires, Klondike fire, for example, and the Delta fire now, but smoke and haze should be a little less and less as the day goes on. It's really dependent on the Delta fire. A lot of this forecasting didn't really take into account new fires popping up, but it's a new day and new forecast. So yeah, we're going to say smoke and haze. Your highs 86 to 92 degrees, and east of the Cascades sunny with areas of smoke and haze. Your highs mainly in the 80s.
Matt, thanks so much. Your time right now is 6:39 on this Thursday morning. NBC5 News at Sunrise is just getting started. Coming up, something new on Saturn has scientists excited what it means for this planet.
And women surfers might like the water a little bit more now, how competition is leveling the playing field.
And if you're heading out the door, here's a look at this morning's lowest gas, according to GasBuddy.com. Stay with us. More NBC5 News at Sunrise is coming up after the break.